Everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel tonight. This is just Sunday night, and we're just going to hang out for a little while and have some fun. I think I've got everything open here. Here we go. Melissa, hey, welcome. Laurel's here. Hi, Laurel. Y'all welcome. Let's see. I am going to send a link. Amber had mentioned once before about coming in this weekend. So I'm going to send her a link, see if she wants to join live. How have y'all been doing? How's your week? Oh, thank you. It's called Lots and Lots of Makeup, Melissa. It's like caked on. So thank you. It's been an interesting week, but I really appreciate that. The White Two-Pack is in here. Hi, White Two-Pack. How are you? Laurel, hi. Welcome. I hope everyone's week has been great. That's what I'm expecting anyway. Lots of good news about a great week. It's Kathy's blog is here. Hi, Kathy's blog. Welcome. I really don't have anything to talk about or to open up with a review or anything tonight. Thought we could just hang out, say hello to each other, and just generally have some fun. I'm still getting Amber's thing up. Hopefully she'll still be able to join us live. She'd asked about that last time. If anybody else ever wants to join me live, just holler. I'm always up for guests. Laurel, thank you. I'm doing a little bit better. Lots of antibiotics, lots of steroids. I don't like steroids, and I really have to be careful with them since having the adrenal gland removed, but they do help. So thank you, though. Let's see, Tina and Andy Murray just came in. Hi, Tina, welcome. Or Andy, depending on who I'm talking to. So, yeah. So I appreciate the well wishes, and everybody's been great to email me and send me tweets and stuff. Some people I'm still getting to because, as you can imagine, I really haven't been online much. I even posted some stuff tonight about a mission team event that we've got coming up that was supposed to be posted in their group like a week and a half ago, and I just got it done. So there we go. Melissa, I'm glad that you've had a good week. I didn't see your video yet. I didn't get a notice on it, and I should have. So I'll take a look at that right after the broadcast because I want to see it. So, and let's see here. Oh, got both. Okay, great, Tina and Andy. And let's see. Oh, and she's okay, great. It's doing homework about doing a YouTube channel is pretty important. And I'll tell you, Tim Schmoyer has a nice ebook out on how to develop your YouTube channel. I think it's great. It's free. You go to Tim Schmoyer, his channel, Video Creators. You can get that information. He does a great job. I really like his stuff. Also, Roberto Blake has got some good stuff out there too. I really like his stuff. How about everybody else that's got YouTube channels? Who are your go-to people on YouTube for information? Go ahead and type that into the chat here. We can share that information. So, no, not really, Laurel. I think I'm going to take this spring semester off. It's going to be really intense with some other stuff that I've got going on. So I'm not going to take it this semester. last semester, wound up having to drop several classes just because of my health, and that was a bummer. So, yeah, but probably not summer, actually, but definitely back in the fall. Summer has got a big trip to Alaska, and so that's pretty much all I'm going to be able to do, I think, this summer. That and YouTube. So, yay! Okay. And Melissa, I'm going to check for that notification in a little bit too. Thank you, Melissa. Everybody, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up on this. Okay, Tina and Andy, you do gaming. Great. Oh, Trash Bag Fashion Lover sneaked in. Hi, Trash Bag Fashion Lover. It's good to see you again. Welcome. Laurel says, you do what's best for you. Yeah, I've been really thinking about it. And so for the trip, and it's in July and it's a mission trip. So I've got to help raise money for that. And I've got a lot of trips coming up that I'm doing for the YouTube channel. So I thought between all those that I would kind of put school for this semester kind of on the back burner and see what it's going to be like for fall. I'm kind of excited about it. I was a little bummed at first because I wanted to, you've got school, so you want to, once you finally get to go and go back to school, you want to push, push, push and get through it. But I've got a lot of other stuff coming up this spring, and I want to make sure that I can get through it successfully. So that's why. And let me type a note in here. Okay. And I really am pretty excited. I have been asked to co-lead a social media workshop for churches because churches are trying to do social. Oh, thank you very much, Over 50 and Fantabulous. I really appreciate that. Yay. Thank you. I got a $5 super chat from Over 50 and Fantabulous. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I do a lot. That helps with the channel. It also, as you can imagine, I've had to buy some extra medicines lately. That's tremendous. Thank you very, very much. So, yeah, I'm amazed. Thank you. So, yeah, and on the social media thing workshop, churches aren't always the best at doing it. And so I get to co-lead this workshop, and I'm so excited because it is kind of a validation of what I'm doing here online as far as how it's being perceived by like the rest of the world, because people who are offline don't necessarily understand social media, which is the whole point of this workshop. And there are a couple of pastors that I've talked to very, very recently, and they're like, oh, yeah, we're going to get on Facebook and we're going to set up a Facebook page. And I'm talking to them and I'm like, great. What age group are you trying to reach? And they're like, oh, well, all the kids are on Facebook. And they are shocked when I say that no, your college students and high school students really aren't on Facebook that much. About Instagram. And they like one of the pastors looked at me, he was like, yeah, I've kind of heard of that, but we're gonna really I think we just really need to hit Facebook. And as you guys know, the kids are not on Facebook. So anyway, I'm excited about that. Let's see, All Sorts is in here. Hi, All Sorts. Welcome. And Tina and Andy have to be up in the morning. Tina and Andy, thank you very much for stopping in. I appreciate that. and because I know you took time out of your schedule to come here, and I appreciate that. And you all have a good night and a good morning too. Excuse me. So yeah, kind of with all those things together, I thought um, kind of going on the back burner a little bit. So, yeah, but it should be great. Hold on here. I gotta get my drink. It is old news for kiddos. Yeah, I think for kids, we really need to be looking at what they're doing, which is Instagram and Snapchat. And some of the kids are foregoing social media too much altogether. And so, like, they're all going into like WhatsApp, and that's something that I hope I can explain effectively to the churches. So I'm really excited. I'm co-leading it. So, but you know what's funny? The guy who is I'm co-leading it with, and he's been like really hammering to get this done. Really super guy, but he's using a book that's set up. It's written by a social media expert, if you will, and I pulled it up, and I'm like, I don't mean to be mean or anything, but if you've got fewer than 1,000 followers, why are you an expert at social media? Like if your Twitter, your Facebook, your YouTube, across all of your social media platforms, you have less than 1,000 or 1,500 followers. Do you really? Oh, yes, I forgot. Thank you, Laurel. But do you really have the right to, um, put yourself out there as an expert? So I thought that was interesting. And Laurel's reminding me that she had asked about being a moderator, and I told her fine, that I'm really glad to have her. And now, Laurel, I've just clicked everything. And so now, next time you post, you should have a little wrench and should show up in blue. Yeah. Ah, there you are. And over 50 and fantabulous. I'm still blown away by your gift. Thank you so much. Yeah. I know. It's just cheap living, Melissa. It just seems so funny that, I mean, and then I had this guy contact me, and I was just like kind of asked because okay, I had that conversation with somebody about the upcoming workshop, and then boom, I within hours had somebody contact me about reviewing their book. They haven't gotten it published yet. They're going to self-publish it when they get some people to review it. But I looked at his Twitter page. He did not have an Instagram account. Okay. I asked him that. And his Twitter page, his Twitter following was 542 or something. And I'm like, really? 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 I'm glad you enjoy using social media, but I'm like, what do you guys think? I mean, I was just kind of flabbergasted. That was like, if you have fewer than like 500 followers, mine was 502. 502 is what it was. And I was like, I don't know that you should be writing a book on social media. But what do you guys think? Yeah, I'm interested in hearing what you all have to say about that. Because it just kind of surprised me. And Laurel, you're right. There are a lot of coupons for meds out right now, and I'm thankful for that. I just have to watch it because the adrenal options, but there's still a lot of over-the-counter stuff I've been doing. Sprays, Aleve. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm buying stock in Aleve, one bottle at a time. I'm sure you guys know how that goes. And Melissa says, wow, LOL, a man with a big head. Yeah. Or it could just be that because people are more interested in doing social media for businesses and stuff, I kind of wonder if it's because people are seeing that and then deciding that they can make a buck or two selling products related to um, doing social media. So, so I don't know. Yeah, it makes you wonder. Um, and Melissa says Instagram is still super popular, huh? I need to get on there. Apparently, it is. Looking at just going by some of the research that I had to do for this upcoming workshop, Instagram is really pretty popular right now. So, and Laurel's saying, yes, I think there are people that want their 5 minutes of fame. I think that could play into it. So, yeah, and I know people have to make money, and especially right now, because with all the uncertainty and of the shutdown and stuff, a lot of people are needing to make extra money. Um, but I think you have to do it in a way that's going to be more beneficial, you know, especially if you need short-term help. Because, quick cash is really kind of hard to be eBay for that. And I'm going to look and see if I can pull up part of my stuff. Um, I'm sorry, Laurel. You're right. That was Melissa with Cheap Living. Yeah, and I don't feel like I'm necessarily an expert. I've been doing a lot of research, and it's almost like the more I read, the more I realize I really don't know as much about it as I thought. And that's kind of scary because I started writing online. My first stuff written online was like 1996. And then I started doing some content work back in 2008. So I've had to learn about like writing SEO and stuff, which I'm terrible at. Some of the other stuff has been really, really surprising. And then I start to look at it and I realize that what I'm seeing is actually being, as far as like who's on what platform, as far as age groups and stuff, it's, I'm seeing that play out. Like I read that the 88% of the millennials are on Facebook, and a large portion of like my age group, who is kind of like the beginning of the boomers, because sometimes I feel like I'm ancient when I'm on YouTube, but like 78%, 88% of millennials are on Facebook. But when you look at what they're calling the Generation Alpha, which is like the kids that are right now, they're on YouTube. And I can see that because when you look on YouTube at the videos, sometimes there's not a lot of kids on there that are like teenagers. They are a lot younger than that sometimes. So I thought that was interesting. Um, but now Gen X, it was interesting too, because that's like the early college students now, and they're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. Or no, I'm Gen X. Sorry, the teens that are on right now. 79% of them are using Snapchat, and most of the people my age are not, because we're doing the Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. And then they're also using YouTube and Instagram. And yeah, it's kind of crazy. So it's a total flip. So if the churches are trying to reach teens, they really, according to the statistics that I can find, probably you're not going to be that effective at it. But then who knows? So, okay. And Laurel says, I love to study what I'm passionate about. Me too. Me too. Yeah. And so it's just been kind of interesting trying to do the research to get ready for the workshop and seeing that because I've got a Snapchat account, but I've not done anything with it. I have taken one snap. That is it. And I don't use Instagram that much. But I love Twitter and I love Facebook. And I think of everything. I'm on Facebook the most and Twitter second most. Unless, like when I go to Alaska, I'm going to be on Twitter more. So, how about you guys? Because, too, I think we all have, the social media platforms that we graduate to or gravitate to because we have our favorites. Yeah. And Twitter for me was kind of hard to learn at first. I'll just tell you, I'll own that one. Yeah. I originally really got on Twitter because, well, people tell me, oh, you need a Twitter account. But then when I was going to Alaska the first time, it was nice to be able to send a tweet and in one message let everybody know that I was okay and kind of where I was. So, yeah, it's good for that. And I have to say that when I was looking at the research for this workshop, I had never, ever, ever heard the word generation alpha, which is from like 2008 to 2019. So it's like from 2008 to now. I'm like, when did this sneak in? I'm kind of starting to feel old. And Laurel says Facebook and Messenger are her favorites. And she said, yes, I just started Twitter. I'm confused about how to use it. It can be very confusing at first. Melissa, Cheap Living, are you on Twitter also? And let's see who else have we got in here. All sorts, are you still here? Okay. Yeah. And I've talked about this before, but I've also found Twitter useful for customer service issues in restaurants and so forth. It's really been helpful. But, yeah. Let's see. I haven't done this yet. I know we've got some kind of newer channels. Let me see about opening up some channels and sharing them. Get this done. Let's see. Assuming I can get everything to open here. I may have too many tabs. Let's see. Okay. I had some extra ones that I had opened without taking time to close them out. I'm just going to show off some channels here and give you a second. Okay, now I've managed to lock up my computer. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, I'll share that. Of course, that's the screen you're looking at. So let me switch over here Here's Laurel. There you go. I know she doesn't have any videos up yet. She's working on some. And let's see. Tina and Andy were in here a few minutes ago. I'll go ahead and pull them up too. Oh, hey, Tanya. Hi and welcome. Tanya just came in. Hi, Tanya. And I want to make sure I show 50 and Fantabulous and get her in there because she was so nice to give me the super chat. That's really going to help a lot. She doesn't know what a blessing that is right now. Let me pull this up. Okay. There we go. Here's Over 50 and Fantabulous. This is her channel. She does a lot of neat stuff. If you like Christian stuff, she's got some on here. And I really kind of like that. She does some cooking and stuff. She's a little outspoken. She's just wonderful. So, yeah, there she is. Whoops. And I just closed that out. And did I mean to do that? No. Sorry about that, folks. I'll open it back up. Sorry. And let's see, Tanya's asking how I'm doing. I'm doing okay. I'm doing better. Still pretty much under the weather. Laurel's asking if Tomlin has an Instagram account. No, he doesn't. I'll be glad to follow Candice, though. If you want to send that to me, post it over in the group, in the Facebook group, and I'll follow it. And let's see, Cheap Living says that her husband thinks she needs a new name. Okay. I don't know. Think about that. And Tanya says, who, Gayle? I'm not sure what the question is referring to. So help me out there because I'm a little bit ahead of what you guys are seeing and hearing. And let me open this up to again. Sorry. Yet another share going on here. That's a message I had to give at church today. You all don't want to be bored with it. Try that again. I don't even know how that came up there, actually. There we go. There we go. Now, here's Tanya's page. Ta-da! Okay, and let's see Melissa's page. Here you go. She's doing all hauls and cheap living. And I'll go back and look and see if I got your notification. I should have, because this is anytime you see these little bar things on the outside of the bell, that means you're getting notifications. And I don't want to click that again because it'll stop it because I got it turned on. Yeah, but there you go. And let's see, Tina and Andy were in here just a little while ago. And there's their channel. So there we go. So hopefully that got everybody. That's the plan anyway, to get everybody. Let's see. Now I want to get back into what I missed in the chat. And Tanya is saying she is buried under snow, 10 up to 12 inches. Good grief. We almost went to Kentucky this weekend and we were predicted to get snow. I don't think that much, though. Wow. Okay. I'll look for you on Instagram, Melissa. And if I didn't say it already, go ahead and post links into the Facebook group. You can share them there too. And let's see, Laurel said that her husband doesn't give her ideas for the name change. He says he can't find me on Google and his channel he could. Okay. Here's the thing too, Cheap Living, it can take Google like 8 weeks or more to pick it up. Did you submit it to Google or are you waiting for the search engine to find your channel? And Tanya says she just watched Murder on the Orient Express and they did a good job. I liked it. I thought they did a nice job with it too. And she put 2 short videos up. Okay. We'll check those out. Oh, you're welcome, Cheap Living. Wow, Tanya. I have got dog fur flying in here. Why would I have dog fur flying in here? All right, Tomlin is shedding, and every time he shakes, it's like we have this cloud of fur because it's his. Okay, huskies are supposed to shed twice a year, fall and spring. This one does he starts his big shed a little early for spring. But let me tell you, huskies also shed year round. So you have the big blowouts, which you guys have seen, I've talked about before. And then you have snowing fur when the dog shakes. So sorry about that. So and Laurel said she only got 3 inches of snow. We don't have anything. I'm a little jealous of y'all. If you want to send a little bit of it this way, I'd like to have some snow. Not a lot. Not 12 inches. 2. 2's a good number. And Tanya says it's going to snow again on Friday. I think we're supposed to have rain on Friday. We're not getting anything fun yet. I'm going to pull it up just to check. I'll bing it. Bing, bing, bing. Oh, Melissa, you're doing the cheap living stuff. If you have not, or not just Melissa, but anybody, if you all have not checked into Bing rewards, if you use them as a search engine, you can actually accumulate points that you can then use for like $5 Amazon gift cards or $5 at Walmart or Starbucks. Just different, not coupons, they're e-gift cards, I should say. And just go into and do a search for Bing rewards. So I love it. It's kind of nice to go into Starbucks knowing you're not having to pay for it. It always tastes the best when it's free. Let's see. All right, my weather forecast is showing rain. There's a slight chance of snow on Sunday of next week, but it's going to be so warm, it's not going to hang around long. One of those situations where it's supposed to be 61 on Saturday, dropping to 40 on Sunday. So, oh well. Anya, you are so right. I love that. No outfit is complete without dog fur. Totally, you are so right. Let's see. Tanya says, no one told that to Archer. I have all three of my dogs shaved year round. Okay. Tomlin doesn't get shaved because he's a husky, but it's not supposed to be good for them. So I don't know. And Tanya said she got a surprise, a CD player with record player and cassette player and radio. It looks like an old turntable. That is awesome. And Laurel says, I use social media as my entertainment, information, and education. I don't own a TV. I got rid of it 7 years ago. I'm with you, Laurel. Plus, I mean, not only is TV kind of not helpful sometimes, but personally, I didn't want the expense of paying for internet and television. And where we live, we don't have the option to get like a bundled deal because we don't have cable. So it'd be either putting up a big antenna or going for satellite or just saying the heck with it. But we got rid of TV years ago. And cheap living is kind of interesting. You'll probably get a chuckle out of it, but since we got rid of TV, we don't spend as much money because we're not bombarded by all the advertising as much. So. And Cheap Living says, if you guys are interested in saving dollar in general, I can help. My new vid, I use digital coupons only. It'll be good. And Cheap Living also uses Ibotta. Okay. And Tanya says they even closed all the churches in town. Wow. And let's see. Yeah, check into that, Melissa. It's kind of fun. If you use the Bing Rewards search engine, it's kind of nice. And, if you accumulate points, which I never do, but if you accumulate them, you can get like even movie tickets to like Regal and stuff. So, which is kind of nice. I just never save up that many points. So, and let's see. Oh, hey, there's Amber. Hi, Amber, and welcome. You had mentioned last week wanting to come on this week. Did you get my link? I sent it to you on Facebook through Facebook Message. The Facebook message. And Tanya says, I don't watch much TV, but I pay for it for Mama, which is really nice too. Yeah, that's good. The only thing I think I miss about not having TV is I used to like HGTV, but you can get so much information like that on YouTube. It makes it nice. Oh, Amber's not going to be able to come in tonight because her phone is messing up. I'm sorry, Amber. I tried. I sent you the link. Maybe next week. Hope so, anyway. And I told somebody I would send them a message about being live, and did I remember to do that? No. I'm gonna type in here on Facebook. And Tanya says it's harder for me to see small details. I have to listen to books and the radio more. There's also settings that you can use to make the computer a little easier to see on. I think it's under properties if you're on a PC. Let me pull this up. This person's going to be upset with me for not sending you a message earlier. Maybe it won't be too bad, though. And Melissa says, I use Receipt Hog app. You can scan them and get gift cards, so it sounds similar. It does. I'm going to have to check into that because I've not heard of that app. And Tanya says, my friend has Audible for me and her family to use. That'll work. And Amber says, I'm happy with my Netflix. Netflix is good too. And Melissa says, we don't have cable, just antennas and Netflix. We used to have Netflix. Then when we switched with Amazon, we got Amazon Prime. We watch a lot of shows on Prime, especially Mrs. Maisel. I like that show. The language is a little rough, but it is such a fun show to watch otherwise. I don't know if I'd watch it with kids around, though, because the language is a little rough, but fun. Let's see. And Laurel says, Candy has 2 coats. Her undercoat is like down, and her top coat feels like human hair. She's considered non-shedding. However, if I don't brush her at least every other day, yeah. Tomlin's got that double coat being a husky, but he is never, huskies can never be accused of being non-shedding. It just doesn't work. And Amber says, Gayle, are you doing any better? Maybe a little bit. I'm still really under the weather a lot. You can hear probably my voice. I've been coughing. So lots of medicine, lots of steroids. But here's the thing. I am like so far behind on everything. It's not even funny. Just, way far behind. So I've got some messages and Facebook messages and emails that as I start feeling better, I'm going to be catching up on. So working with that. Life with Mackenzie is in. Hi, Life with Mackenzie. How are you? And somebody else just popped in and I totally missed them. YouTubers Funny is in. Hi. How are you tonight, Funny? Thank you, Buzz, for coming in. I appreciate it. And All Sorts is back in. Hi, All Sorts. Welcome. Good to see everyone tonight. Let's see. Tanya says, I like cooking shows and history. That sounds good. I like cooking shows. I like history too. And Amber's suggesting a movie called Abandoned Ship. Okay. I don't know anything about that, so I'll check it out, especially if I can stream it on Amazon. Another good feature of the Amazon Prime there. Mackenzie's looking for friends. She's at 429. Okay. She's a sweetie, too. I hope you get there quickly. Want me to pull you up? Why don't I pull you up? I showed some channels earlier. And give me just a second. I'm slower than the computer tonight. Okay, I'm always slower than the computer, but I'm a little more slower tonight. I'll be glad when I get rid of this crud. Okay. Let's see. Obviously, that's not what we need. Give me just a second here to get all the buttons. There we are. Is that showing? Pull it down. There we go. Live with Mackenzie. Here you are. And let's see about showing some of your videos. So there you go. There's some of, you can see her channel and some of her videos there. See what she's all about. So there. I hope that helps, Mackenzie. And since All Sorts is here, let me pull All Sorts up. Thank you. Oh, canning bacon. I'm going to have to see that soon. I've wondered if you could even do that. There we go. And YouTubers Funny popped in, so I'll show your channel too. And this New Year's Pray was the sweetest video. Absolutely just super sweet. So there we go. Okay. There's some of the channel. Let's see. Let me go back and see what you guys are saying. He says, Mom and I go to the movies once a month to the early show, and we take turns paying. Aquaman was awesome. Yes, it was. Got so impressed watching that because, like, on the special effects, like when they would knock each other down, all of the CGI was added later. So, like, while they were acting it, they didn't know what they were doing. So it was. I thought that was fabulous. And Melissa's calling it a night. Melissa, thank you for coming in. Sleep well. Um, you know, I don't think I've done them yet, and I need to because Amber is a great gal. So let me pull you up, Amber. I'm not firing on all cylinders tonight. So let me get you caught up. Whoops. I get it. Let's see. Whoops. Sometimes it's a matter of hitting the right buttons too. Okay. There we go. Ta-da! There we go. Okay, now I didn't get a notification on this, I don't think, unless I've just missed it. I'll go back and look. But I'm really super behind. But here we go. So there she is. Thanks for that reminder. If there's anybody else that I didn't show, let me know. Leave me a message. You'll get there soon, Mackenzie. You'll get there soon. I thought we're just a couple of weeks ago you were at like 300. Yeah. And also it says, and we're talking about the bacon, I think that it's not approved, but it's tasty. I had wondered if you could do that. Um, I'm interested in learning how to can some things. I don't know if I'm ever going to can bacon, but I just kind of wondered if it could be done. We talked about trying it just to see, but I'm not that advanced. All sorts. I love putting up the channels because I like seeing what everybody else is doing, and I like because like even for me to go get a refresher, I think is really cool, and I love showing off everybody's work. So it's just something I really like to do. And thank you, Tanya, for reminding people to hit the like button. I appreciate that. Everybody, give me the thumbs up. Thanks for the reminders. And Tanya said, I don't worry about how many. I just put stuff up or try to. Amber, I'm sorry. I'm sorry he's still sick. I can relate. You guys got hit with a lot last year. Hopefully this year will be a whole lot better. And let's see. All sorts of saying canning is fun. It looks really like it would be a good thing to learn. We've got a small garden, but in the summer, all the church members trade out. So there's generally a whole lot of produce to go around. So there's only so much I can fit in the freezer. That's why I'm looking at canning. Plus, I'd like to do some apple sauces and things like that. You know, maybe some pesto, stuff like that. Okay. And Tanya says canning is easy and very helpful. Okay. It's I did some applesauce once. Um, I was not really sure. I just do the water bath stuff, and I was never sure if I could put it on the counter and store it or in the fridge. So I just left it in the fridge. I just did the little bitty jars. I'd like to do some apple butter because we've got a really pretty good apple butter recipe, but I hate doing. You really can't do like a small batch of apple butter. So, in fact, true story on my daughter. Hang on. True story on my daughter. She'd used the apple butter recipe and she'd made some when she was in college. I think she probably was undergraduate, but it could be when she was in graduate school. Anyway, used our recipe and she made some apple butter and she was saving it for a couple of days. She hadn't opened it for like public consumption. And so when the person came over that she was going to share the apple butter with, she went into the dorm refrigerator to get it, and somebody had swiped it. So there was no apple butter because, like, she was known all over her whole dorm for the apple butter that she made because they liked it. So she went to share it, and it was gone. She was not a happy camper about that. Let's see. Yeah. And Allsort says, I canned Hunt's tomato sauce. Interesting. She says it was very cost effective. I've not thought about I've not thought about doing tomato sauce. That was like not even on my radar screen. But as much as we use it, it would probably save us a ton of money. And Laurel says, does anyone do it for other people? I can use some canned fruit. I don't, I've only done the applesauce. And Amber says, I have some apple butter. Neat. And All Sorts says, oh my goodness. Yeah, she was not a really happy camper about that. And Tanya says, Mom cans hot peppers with vinegar in the jar, let it sit for 6 months to a year for the flavor of the peppers to meld. Use the juice on greens and refill it with ginger as needed. If the jar can be if the jar if the jar is sealed, it can be stored in the pantry or closet. That's good to know. That would probably that might make little gifts, Christmas gifts for folks maybe. Because we're all the time using the vinegar on our greens. I love greens. And we're starting to use greens a little bit more for like lettuces on sandwiches and salads and stuff with all this crazy stuff going on with the food supply and all these recalls. You know, you never hear a recall on turnip greens. Of course, now that I've said that, oh, vinegar, not ginger. Yeah, I thought that's what you meant. Hang on a second. Yeah, I thought that was what you meant. Hmm. But let's see. Somebody just messaged me on Twitter. On a second. I had my notification thing pop up. Let me see. I just want to check it and make sure it's not somebody with a question about the live stream. And nope, it's not. It's somebody wanting to sell me Twitter followers. Don't need that. So I like real ones, not bots. Anya said that going back to the chat. Anya says that that's her grandmother's recipe. So if it's stood for generations, it's got to be good. And Amber says, I would like to buy a Bodacious cup one of these days. You go, girl. That's in our Zazzle store. I'm going to toss it in. They're a little pricey, so you know, even though I set it up with the store with Zazzle, I always say wait for a sale. Sign up for them for their email list, and you'll get notice on their sales. Here's the link for it. But I've been real happy with their products so far. I don't. If anybody here has got their panels and you're thinking about doing merchandise, they're a little expensive, but only one time have I ever had a problem. And right now I'm looking and they've got 50% off mugs. I'm going to pull it up. So half off is nice. Ta-da. And 15 store wide. But anyway, if you guys, anybody here is thinking about monetizing with this kind of stuff, these are, like I said, they're not cheap, but the products are good. Only one time have I ever had a problem, and I'm really glad for the way they handled it, because what happened was, and I may have talked about it before, but I'd ordered cards and it didn't quite get printed on the very edge. So I just contacted them by email and they sent a replacement, no problem. Had it out pretty quick. So it was nice. And then they told me just to keep the cards. So I actually donated them because you could trim off that little white. I just didn't like it because I'd paid for it. If I paid for something, I want it to be right, you know. So, but yeah, they let me donate them, which was really nice. So, and let's see. Going back to the chat, right back in. And y'all, please, if you haven't given me a thumbs up, please go ahead and do so. And let's see, going back to the chat, Tanya says, we used to make applesauce and apple jelly and apple butter until Grandpa Apple Trees got hit by lightning. Then we made a bonfire and s'mores. That's cool. I grew up with an apple tree in our backyard. Where we live now, we're just like literally a mile and a half. Well, that's an exaggeration. I would say we're about 5 minutes maybe from an apple orchard. Laura, I make about 10% on the store. So yeah, it does help. But it's not, I don't want people to think I'm making like tons of money on the store. But it is about a 10% profit margin. So yeah. Super chat's good. Amazon purchases help. I'm an Amazon affiliate. So if you order something from Amazon, I'll get a little commission on that too. People often, I mean, I think people are more likely to order from Amazon than probably anywhere else on the entire internet. So yeah, stuff like that. And I've got Patreon. So I have not done a big kickoff with that yet, but I am going to. With Patreon, we have a magazine in the works. It's going to be twice a year. So I'm really, really excited about that. And I may wind up just offering a subscription if somebody wants to subscribe, like through PayPal or something. Haven't decided yet. Not a very big magazine, but will grow. So that's in the works, and I'm so stoked about that. So hopefully, the end of next month, we'll have the first edition out. So yay. So excited. So yeah. So those are some of the ways. And I can toss my Amazon link in the description box here. I think. If I can hit all the right buttons. So. And you can also follow me on Amazon. I'll show you here in just a second. If you have an Amazon account and want to follow me. I just figured this out a few days ago. I'm a little behind the curve on it. So let me get all the buttons to cooperate here. I think my mouse is dying. Okay, great. Okay, that's my back view. There we are. Okay. So when you go to my Amazon storefront here, there's a button right there that says follow. But you don't have to buy any of these products. Once you go in through the Amazon store, any products that you buy from Amazon, I'll get a little commission. It's not much. It's not as high as Zazzle, but because more people are buying Amazon than they are anywhere else, it's kind of nice. The reason I offer the Zazzle is because people have asked me, saw the logo over on the Facebook group, and they liked the logo. So they asked when I was going to have merch. And because I had ordered from Zazzle before and I sell some of my pictures on Zazzle, I turned to them for the mug. So that's why. So, yeah, that's how that got started. My whole life is kind of backwards. Laurel says, I'm glad you're on Patreon. Yeah, I haven't, like I said, I haven't done like an official launch there. I'm there. My page is there. So we'll see how that works. So, and let's see. Tanya is saying that her grandparents have large gardens and fruit trees and grapevines, and says, if you help, you got produce. It's how they help feed 4 children and 14 great-grandchildren and their families. That is so cool. So cool. And Tanya says, I want some of the merch. Thank you. Yeah, if you go, I just saw that they had the sale on. So, yeah, I've been real pleased with them. Been real pleased. And if you guys have panels and you ever decide to do products on there, I recommend Zazzle because I've just not had any problems with them. This is the second or third. One company didn't last long, so I'm not going to count that one. This is the second print-on-demand company that I've used for products through my life because, like I said, I sell some of my photography, and I've been happier with these. So, yeah. And let's see, Amber says, I have, excuse me, I have apple tree and a blueberry bush, which is cool. And Tanya says, I have to wait for payday. I totally hear you, Tanya. Totally hear you. And Tanya's asking, oh, great, Amber, congratulations. Amber's got 2,300 supporters. That is awesome. And Laurel, I really appreciate that. But there's PayPal, there's Patreon, Super Chat. With Super Chat, Google takes 30% of it. So yeah, so those things. And I really appreciate that you want to do that because it means a lot. Um, and going back to Tanya's question, he's asking, how does it work making products for others and shipping them? With Zazzle, and that's part of why the profit margin is so low. When you put your design up on Zazzle or your photograph, whatever you've got, if you want to put up there, and then it's available and people can go, you can choose what products you want your design to be on. Like some of my photos, I just have them on postcards or just on posters. Some of them I have on mugs, are available on mugs and posters or whatever. So when you go, you just go to the store and pick out the product you want from anybody. And then Zazzle will create that product and they'll take care of handling the payment. People just pay them and then they'll create that product and they'll ship it out. So, like, even let's say you just want to create something for yourself. Let's say you've got these tons of cute pictures of Archer and you want to have them put on a blanket or a cup or a clock, you know, got like tons of stuff, then you can do it and just have it sent to you. So lots of options there. So, you could do that, Tanya. Something like that, you might want to think about an Etsy shop, maybe, because you won't actually be handling these products because Zazzle does it all if you do it through Zazzle. And Amber says, I'm getting closer to 3,000 and I'm getting excited. Amber, you're always excited. That's what makes being friends with you so fun. We're glad for you. I'm going to have to get a whistle or something so I can make a lot of noise when people announce really great things like getting closer to 3,000 supporters. Hang on, guys. I'm going to go take another sip of this drink, and I'm going to be right back. I'm going to put it off of video for a minute. Hi, guys. Sorry about that. just did not want to cough in front of everybody and have a big time coughing fit. So let's see. What did I miss? I'm going to dive into the chat here and see. And da-da-da. Let's see. And Tanya says she wants to do some ceramics. Amber says, thank you, Laurel. Da-da-da. Oh, Laurel is going to do some tutorials. I'm looking forward to seeing those. You said, Gayle, I need your address. I will send that to you. I'll send you, I was thinking I already did it, but I guess not, but I'll send it to you through Facebook. So, oh, Wonderful Life is in. Hi, Wonderful Life. Good to see you. Welcome. And let's see. So, Laurel, are you going to sell your artwork through an Etsy store? You know, you can also do tutorials. If you want to do a book tutorial, lulu.com, Lulu, is a good place to go to print on demand for books. So if you're thinking about doing that, I'm going to type that in the chat. So you'll have the link, which, of course, I didn't come up as a link. It's because I was too lazy to put the www in front of it. There we go. And of course, there's also a big Amazon there. Okay. Well, if you ever do, that's another place I've been pleased with their printing too. And Tanya says, I'm going to a meeting tomorrow night for my town. We're going to be putting together a community garden. Those are great. We have a church over here that does a community garden. They've got it sectioned off really nice. It always looks neat. I think that's wonderful. Hi, Wonderful Life. My name has a Y in it, so that's why it didn't highlight. So it took me a minute to see there. Sorry about that. Yeah, Tanya, there is some great tutorials for art on YouTube. It's like Laurel's going to be adding some to them. I hear you, Amber. But I think you help people with the videos that you make, especially on the solar. And like when you were showing about the engine and the pistons and stuff, some people have never seen that. So I think that's really great. And you're right, Wonderful Life. Life is wonderful. I agree. There are some times when it gets to be a little challenging, but you know, it is wonderful. It's also kind of what you make it though, because you can just, I think if you let life beat you down, you know, you can lose your joy, but overall, you know, you just got to hold on to those good moments and know that we're very, very fortunate in many ways. And I think that's what makes us have a wonderful life. So I agree. Nature is wonderful too. Totally agree. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. And I'm taking a Twitter thing here. And here we go. Oh, yeah. I thought I put this out on Twitter. Hang on. I just had somebody ask if I was on because she didn't see a tweet. Yep, it's on there. Let me get her back. So I know what it's like to overlook something that when you really, hang on, I'm having trouble talking. Okay. I know what it's like to overlook something when you're looking for it, so I went ahead and typed her back. And let me get back to the chat. Tanya says, I spent Friday on the phone with my friend Sean. He was teaching me the spreadsheet for my budgeting. That's great. Budgets, oh my gosh, they are so helpful. Honest Onyx is here. So, hi, Honest Onyx. Welcome. I think you and Wonderful Life are pretty new faces for us, so welcome. And Stellar Piper is here. Hello, Stellar. Hi. She says she's super late to the party, and she would be right. But we're glad to see you, Stellar. And let's see. And Wonderful Life says they got everyone here. So good. And we use the term friends instead of using, the S word. And the Taylor says it's awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing it. And okay, Laurel saying I need to watermark my art. My art is 3D mixed media. Most is made from materials that you would throw away. That's one of the reasons why I'm really looking forward to seeing it. Stellar can tell you I like using recycled materials when I make things too. So as far as watermarking, if you take a photo when you go to watermark your graphics, there are programs online that you can download for free and you can add your watermark to it. So most of your photo software will do it. And I agree with Tanya. I'd love to see your art. I'm looking forward to it. But do do what you can to protect yourself online. If you put up a real low resolution photo, that can be a little bit more difficult for somebody to copy your work. And watermarks are good. And Tanya says, Seller, I'm standing ceramic to your mom's place on the 3rd, which would be great. Amber made meatloaf yesterday. Yay! Good for you with your meatloaf. Yeah, Tanya says yummy. Sounds good. And Stellar says, Laurel, my jewelry making prof gave us an assignment to make a piece of jewelry using found materials. It was a super neat assignment. And Tanya says, I make meatloaf in muffin tins for individual portions. That's a good tip. And would love your recipe, Amber. Okay. Oh, somebody gave me a thumbs down. Go figure. And Laurel says people can't believe it was made from repurposed materials. And All Sorts says, good night, Gayle. Good night, all. I have to get to bed. All Sorts, thank you for coming in. I'm going to go check out your video on panning the bacon. I may even check it out with my husband. And Stellar's asking when Amber's going to make dinner for her, and Amber's inviting Stellar to her house. in Georgia from Kentucky. You're welcome, Laurel. Hopefully some of it was useful. Because I've been with being online for so long, I can't tell you the number of times I've had photos copied. I've had stuff taken off my blog and reposted on the internet and stuff. It's just been, it could be really frustrating. So do whatever you need to protect yourself on that. Let's see. Thank you, all sorts. I appreciate it. I'm glad to see you. Tanya says, I made chicken and dumplings in the crock pot tonight and froze individual servings. That's great. We made chicken and dumplings the other day. My husband did when I first got sick. That was so good. Somebody gave me a thumbs up. Thank you. I just had to make some vegetable soup for church. They did a potluck. They did a ladies' conference yesterday. And my husband got to do it. Actually, he did the work. I just told him how to do it. But if anybody needs a super fast, easy vegetable soup recipe, just take the frozen mixed vegetables, toss them in with a jar of spaghetti sauce and a jar of water. And you may have to add a little bit more water depending on how much vegetables, but easy. Oh, Stellar, I told them about your apple butter getting stolen back in college. And she's offering her futon. Yeah. Oh, no, Amber. I'm sorry. And Tanya says, Mom got me a new crock pot for Christmas. There's high protein meals, only only gives 6 ounces 6 times a day, so freezer cook individual portions. That makes life so much simpler. And Stellar, I agree. I hate that, Amber, for you. And Laurel says, now y'all are making me hungry. Sorry. Yeah, I do too, Stellar. I do too. We were talking about canning earlier. That's how we got on the subject. But yeah, for those of you guys who'd missed the story we were talking about earlier, Stellar Piper, Stellar Piper makes really good apple butter. Oh, by the way, she's my daughter. And she makes really good apple butter. She'd made some at college, and then when the person came over that she was going to share the apple butter with, she went to give him some, and somebody had swiped what she had made because it was that popular in the dorm. And Amber says, Stellar, now I want to come meet you. Stop by Gayle on the way. Sounds good. Tanya says her microphone is misbehaving. Tanya, it may be my voice. It may not have a thing to do with your microphone. If it sounds gravelly, it's my voice. And Stellar says, Amber, I got a reusable gel heating ice pack that has saved my tail for those weeks. Yep. And Tanya says, have you ever tried pumpkin butter? No, I've not. I have tried peach butter and apple and pear, and I think that's about it. Yeah, Stellar says, I've never tried it, but I've had some delicious peach butter. Yeah. Peach butter is really good. Tanya, you'll have to tell us how you do the pumpkin butter. That would be good to know in the fall. Tanya says, no, I used my voice to type and it's not working correctly. Okay. Well, if it's your voice on your end, I can't help, but I'm running out of air on mine. So that's why I was thinking it might be mine. And Tanya says she loves pumpkin anything, and her mom makes pumpkin bread. It's yummy. That sounds good. Stellar says, I got some pear honey jelly in Missouri, and oh my stars, that stuff is good. Tanya, I got it at College of the Ozarks. Wow. Yeah. Let's see. And I got another tweet. Let me look at this real quick. And okay. There we go. That was from a friend, but I can get her tweet back later. Oh, okay. And back to the chat. Taylor says, I have a heating pad, well, two, one on my mattress and one on top of it. It helps with cramp. Tanya says, yes, it's a specialty. Stellar Piper says, never tried being a heating pad sandwich. Gonna have to give that a go. Thanks for the tip. And Laurel said, that's why I haven't made a video. My allergies have me sounding raspy. Yeah, I'm sorry. Allergies are very interesting to work with. So, I wasn't sure if I was going to do this video tonight or not. I'll tell you. I decided earlier today, I would give it a go. And you guys are so great to like put up with me like this. But I miss when I don't do a live stream, I miss talking to everybody. So that's why I was glad I wanted to give it a go. But you guys are supportive. You're great. I mean, I got one dislike, but I don't think it's from anybody that's in here now because you guys wouldn't have hung out this long. And I really appreciate that. I got some Stellar. Tanya says put rice in a towel and sew it up and then microwave it. She uses a heating pack. Oh, I've never heard of that one. That sounds like a good tip. Now, I will sometimes when we go for picnics, if you guys ever need ice packs, when we go for picnics, I'll take a towel and I'll wet it. I'll put it in a Ziploc baggie and throw it in the freezer. So you could also use that for, won't work with cramps, but it'll work lots of other things. So Tanya says tea with honey. Yeah, that's what I've got. We've got a local honey source that I just love. So I have I have what's left of a bottle of his honey. So thank you. And Amber says, I've had PMS so bad I've had to go to the hospital before, got an emergency DNC, and I was shot so heavy with my lips and eyes started turning blue. Wow. And I can't even imagine, Amber. Cannot imagine. And Laurel says, yes, Tanya, I've made that with rice as a draft catcher by the door. I did not know you could do that. I'm going to check it out. And Tanya says the type of thing caused my endometriosis. Yeah. Ladies' problems are not fun. And Laurel said that happened last week, Gayle. You had one thumb down. I did. I'm not sure if that stayed in place or if they had. I was thinking that they had fixed that, like, because sometimes people will hit the wrong button. So, I Try not to let it worry me so much. I mean, it's frustrating, but things are going to happen on YouTube. Not everybody's going to like you. Not everybody's going to like your stuff. So it's the way it is. Some people are just like that. So, what's what's frustrating, because there's nothing you can do about it, is like sometimes you'll pick up these trolls, or I will, and I'll go through and I will pull up my analytics, which are so important for knowing how you're doing with YouTube. I'll go through and I'll pull up my analytics, and sometimes I'll all of a sudden have like 10 thumbs down. And they're going through, and it's just random. But I may have one or two in a day, but when I have 10, or like one day I had like 30 something thumbs down all of a sudden. So I also had a couple of bad comments that were left that were just uncalled for. And so I blocked that person. And within a day or two of blocking the person, then my dislikes were removed. So I really feel like that was a troll. It's like sometimes I would just love to know who the troll is, but I guess they don't tell us that, because I know some folks would probably go after the trolls, but I would like to know for curiosity. But that's the way it goes. And let's see. Um, Amber says Stellar was they had put me under. Going back to the chat. Um, Tanya says I've been enjoying decaf coffee. And she says, guess what? All 120 pounds gone now. I'm wearing a large. I was in a 28. That is awesome. Just keep on going, Tanya. Yeah. And Stellar says I do mostly decaf at church events, but it's pretty good stuff. And Stellar's echoing, that's incredible. Go you. And Laurel says, yes, Gayle, they sell them in the stores, but really high prices they make to look like animals laying by the door. That sounds so cute. I don't have too much issue with the dress here, but one of the houses that I used to live in was terrible for that. I'm going to remember that in case I ever need them again. And Laurel says, yes, Gayle, they sell them in the stores at really high prices. They make it look like animals. I'm reading that twice. I don't know why I'm doing that. Tanya says, I'm not allowed caffeine or carbonated beverages. And Seller's asking why. And Tanya says, 50 more pounds to goal weight. Good for you. And Amber is pointing out that it's a girls' party tonight with no guys. I think you're right. Or that's what it looks like now anyway. Maybe one guy. But we don't have to worry about him. He's laying down on the floor. He was so funny. We were watching Life Below Zero program. I don't remember if we were trying out the Hulu or not, because we're looking at a Hulu subscription. I don't know if we're going to do that or not. But anyway, we were watching it, and it's about Alaska, and they had this team of sled dogs, and he heard it. He just perked up, and he just started staring at the screen, and he couldn't even see it that well, but he was sure interested in what was going on. We were like holding the computer back away from the dog. And let's see. Tony's saying, yes, it expands your stomach. Also can't have things like rice that swell. That makes sense. And Stellar says, I have some pretty intense drafts. I'm so glad I'm moving. Yeah, you do. And that would have been a great tip for you for this house that you're in. But after the move, maybe you won't have too much problem with it. And Tanya says she can have rice after the 1 year mark. And Amber says, Gail, I love Sue in Life Below Zero. Oh my gosh, yes. She and the Hailstones are my favorites. And Stellar says, is it Tomlin? Does he need a treat? Yes, it's Tomlin. No, he's already had his treat. And Laurel says you can put him in the window to hold the drapes against the window. That sounds like a good idea. And says they're cheap to make. You can put lavender in the towel as well for a scent. That's neat. That's a neat idea. I may have to look at that. And Amber's saying, Stellar, where are you moving to? Amber, she's just moving across town. Yeah. Yeah, Stellar says same town, bigger apartment with level floors and a second bathroom. She's in an older house. We lived in an older house for a while too. It was well over 100 years old when we lived there. And the tip about rice helping with the rice animals helping with drafts would have been so good to have had. Actually, I wonder if I can use that in the camper van. I bet I can. I may have to try. We've got the van camper has got a drafty area right by the very back door. I may have to see if I can make one of those for that door. Not going to hurt to try. Does the rice need to be put in a plastic bag and then inside? Do any of y'all know? And then inside like a towel and sewn up, or is it just loose? And Amber is saying, talking about Life Below Zero, she says, Gail Sue is one of my role models. I love her Bush attitude and her strength and her willpower. I do too. I do too. I love programs about strong women, and she is it. And Tanya says, Gail Stellar, your ceramics are Christmas themed. Sorry it's late. I'm looking forward to it. Don't you dare apologize. And Stellar says, I'm probably more excited than I should be about level floors. And Tanya understands. And Act Naturally says, excellent video. Oh, first, hi, Act Naturally, welcome. And says, excellent video, thanks for sharing. Thank you for coming by, Act Naturally. Don't forget, give me a thumbs up while you're here. And Laurel says, yes, you can. My sister did. Okay. Good to know. Because it's just that the van is absolutely fabulous, except the very back door has a draft that sometimes I will roll up a towel, and Stellar can tell you, I'll roll it up and I'll put it by the back door right there, down there at the floor. I'm going to have to try that. And Tanya says loose rights. Okay. Tanya, I've not seen that movie. My favorite movie is The Mountain Between Us. I haven't seen it. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay. I thought you meant Bush, Bush. Act Naturally says, great chat, Gail. Thank you. I've got to tell you, Act, this is a wonderful group. If you ever are in on a Sunday night, this is a great hangout because these folks are awesome. We do try to keep it friendly. Laurel says you can put rice in a knee-high stocking and then tie it in a knot. Neat. Okay. That would never have crossed my mind. So thank you for that. I think I'm going to try this. And Act Naturally says, cheers from Canada. How neat. I just drove across Canada a couple of times, and I'm going to be going back through this summer. Looking forward to it. So, and then Tanya's asking about, Stellar is asking Tanya about the movie. Okay. We don't use SUV, just say friends. You're in Toronto. Yeah, I remember that now. We talked about that, I think, once before when I saw you in a chat. And yeah, we have not gotten to Toronto yet. Almost. I'm in Tennessee, and Laurel's saying you're welcome. Yeah, I appreciate that. Because I have some towels. I don't know if I have some knee-high stockings. I'm going to check. So, that might be perfect for the door of the van. And Tanya says, a photojournalist and as a dog or take a small plane crash land while it has a heart attack. Okay, they have to survive. Neat. That does sound like a neat movie. One question on the draft stoppers, I guess we could call it. How do you wash them? Did I plan on help me out here? Because if I plan on putting it in the van, at some point I'm going to need to wash it. I'm all excited about that. All intrigued by the idea. Tanya says you can sleep, use your favorite perfume as a scent. That's neat. Okay. I probably couldn't use it as a scent for the van, but probably inside the house would be good. That would be nice. Laurel says, can you squeeze a chihuahua and a gray-haired old lady when you go to Alaska? I wish I could. I wish I could. But the van is a two-seater. And yeah, it's a good trip though. Long, but good. We last time we went, well, whenever I drive up, I'm gone for about a month. And last time I went, the girl that went with me, it was her first road trip. But that was fun. Let's see. Stellar says, Tanya says she uses a sponge to clean it and then microwave dry. Stellar says, I guess if you leave the rice in a bag, you could sew some Velcro and just take the fabric part off and toss it in the wash. An idea. And Amber's asking Stellar if she wants her meatloaf recipe, which I'm sure she will. And Act says, here's everyone, have fun in Georgia. Hey, thank you for coming in, Act. And Tanya's saying that I need to squeeze her and Archer in. And Stellar says yes on the recipe. That's great. Yeah. But Stellar, you know the back door on the inside of the van where the air comes in, that's where I'm thinking about taking their suggestion and doing the rice as the stopper. I think it'll be good to have back there. Everything else is pretty much airtight. I've just got that one section. You know, what do they say? There's always that one. And that's definitely it for me. Yeah. Eller's agreeing. She thinks that'll work pretty well. I'm going to give it a try. And Tanya says, but I want to get away from the cold. I used to love the cold, but now I freeze. I understand. Of course, Alaska in the summertime is not cold for the most part. I did run into snow in Fairbanks once. That's it. And believe it or not, when, and I think I've said this before, when I was at the Arctic Circle, it was 75 degrees and we were in shorts. Crazy. And Stellar says, Tanya, you can always add more blankets. Yeah. There's My husband got me this heated throw for Christmas, and it has been like the best thing underneath the planet. And Tanya says, thank gosh Archer lays on me, or I would be a popsicle. Yeah. Tomlin does that too. And Laurel says, we don't take up much space. Just do like the movie Vacation when they put grandma on the roof and the dog is tied to the bumper. Excuse me. That's funny. We have to get through customs, though. I'm not sure customs would let us get through with Greenie on the roof and the dog on the bumper. Yeah. But yeah, it's a nice trip. People get all caught up about it because they're like, "Oh, you're driving to Alaska," but the Alaska highway is not like this treacherous, terrible road, except where they're doing construction. And when they're on those parts, if you've been on any road in the lower 48 that they've ever done construction on, then you know exactly what I mean. Because, but otherwise, it's fine. There's not, like in Yukon, there's animals to watch out for on the road. It's more like what people think of when they think about the Alaska Highway, but that's it. Yeah, let's see. And oh, the blanket. Yeah. This was a Christmas present, so I don't know what it cost. Oh, $45 is a lot. Oh, Amber says my Alabama cover keeps me warm. And Stellar has retorted back with saying, not as warm as a Tennessee cover would or even a UK one. And Tanya says, and it's only something a lap sized one. Okay. So Amber and Stellar are now um, having a University of Tennessee or University of Kentucky versus Alabama conversation here. And Laurel says, oh, well, it was just a suggestion. But seriously, take lots of pictures. I will. I will. And I'm hoping to be able to vlog more on the road than I was this last time. So we'll see. That's the plan. So it's a great trip, though. But again, it's a mission trip. So when I leave, it's like I'm under the gun because I absolutely have to get there at a certain date, and time because I have to meet the mission team when they come off of the airplane. So I have to go to the mission site, unload everything, and then to the airport because I have to transport some of their stuff. And um, yeah, so I don't know how much vlogging I'll get to do on the trip, but I hope to do more than I did last time, and certainly more footage. So we'll see. Um, and Stellar's going. She's flying with her portion of the team, and she says, "No worries, I'm gonna get an extra battery memory card for the trip." And Tanya, don't worry, we're planning on it. As long as nothing comes up and I can't go on the trip, we're planning to come back and see you. Uh-oh, it's starting to get personal here, Stellar, you and Amber. I don't know about you all. Just don't know about y'all. You're a mess. So, but yeah, Tanya, we're planning on coming back and coming through your area and looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the whole trip. So it's always a neat experience, especially when we're at the work site, and because that just the trip is nice. But while we're at the work site and we know we're making a difference and we're helping people, and like this time we're going to get to do some maintenance and repairs and things on the church, but we also get to cut wood, and they take that wood and then excuse me, in like January and February during the coldest months of the year, that wood is going to be given to people who are in dire straits. They don't have money to buy more wood, or they're disabled, or there's some kind of situation going on that they can't buy it. So, knowing we're going to get to go up there and do something like that, it's just the most amazing feeling. Because we help down here, and I like helping people, and I like taking up food for the food pantry and stuff like that. But on a mission trip, and I thought about doing a whole video on this at some point in the future. But when you're on a mission trip, God has moved you out of your comfort zone, and everything is new and everything's different. So I think for me, that's one of the best things about being on a mission trip. So, but I can talk about that forever. So, how long will I be gone? I will be gone. It takes about a month. It takes me about a week, 10 days, depending on what happens on the trip. Get there a week to 10. Then I'm there on the mission site for a week, and then leaving. There's usually some loose ends that have to be tied up. So I may be on the mission site an extra day or so getting those tied up. Like if the team needs to leave to go back and we don't have time to like clean the church because we're sleeping in the church. If we don't have time to like get that cleaned and vacuumed and everything fixed, then I'll stay on site for like an extra day if I need to and get that done. So then it's a matter of heading back. And heading back, I can relax a little bit more. So it usually takes me about 12 days, sometimes 14 to get back. So about a month. We try to do a couple of things coming back to just kind of break up the trip a little bit. Like this last time we stopped over at Glacier National Park, and I like stopping there. And of course, sorry about it, had the sneeze and cough there. But anyway, this last time, one of the things that was neat was when I stopped at Glacier. Of course, the lady that had been with me, the girl had never been on the road trip. So getting to be with her the first time that she saw glaciers or went on a road trip was really cool. And so we actually spent 2 nights at Glacier. So when I say 2 nights, they're in the van. She slept in the floor of the van, and I actually got the little sort of bed that we have in it because the van, while we use it for a camper van, we got it for mission trips, but the van is set up to haul stuff. So we don't have like super plush living areas. So that's okay because we didn't buy it for that. We bought it for mission trips, and it's been fabulous. So, and let me see. Let me get back here to the chat because I go down the rabbit trails, and I don't mean to. It just works out that way. And let's see. Amber says, I cried, got mad when Alabama lost this year's championship. I was beyond disappointed. I was honestly on that, Amber, I was disappointed for you because since Tennessee was not playing, I could cheer you guys on. And Tanya says, wonderful, you can video in St. Clair if you want. I might do that. And Amber says, tell her we won every game. Clemson cheated, got away with it. I'm not even going into football. I don't know enough to talk about that intelligently, except that when you guys, when those were going on with like playoff kind of things and stuff, I was cheering for you guys. So. Oh, and Tanya's saying, go to Merrimack Caverns for his cave, your river one. Okay. And Stellar says she's sorry. Tanya says tour, gotcha. And Tanya said we almost did a cave tour, but we were not convinced. My 6-foot spouse would fit through some of the tight spaces, so we skipped it. There are a lot of neat things to see in Missouri, and you have to try toasted ravioli. Oh my gosh, I love toasted ravioli. And Tanya says, well, Stellar, you could camp at Johnson's Shut-ins. It's beautiful there. And says that Merrimack Caverns is beautiful as well and has camping spaces. And Stellar says, I'd be down with it, Tanya, but my husband's idea of roughing it is at a Motel 6, no exaggeration. And Amber's linking a song for Stellar. Okay. Yeah, we haven't been successful in getting her husband into camping yet, but hopefully it'll happen. You know, Stellar, you and I went years, decades, and we had never camped. I had never camped before. And the first time we went to Alaska, we camped. My younger daughter, who's married to an Eagle Boy Scout, knew how to put a tent up. So this was back in 2009, and we got the tent and we practiced putting up in the living room because we'd never camped. And I think that first night, I think Allie and I, Stellar and I think we're both hooked. It was really fun. You know, so I never thought I'd like it, but I did. So, but at that time we had to because in that whole section of Alaska where we were, there wasn't anything on the map. Now it's changed. Of course, it's been a decade, but it's changed a lot. And that's okay. And Amber does evil laughs. Okay. We'll have to see what that song is. You all, I appreciate hanging out with you and stuff. I'm going to cut this off in just a minute, a couple of minutes, because I usually go for an hour, and we've gone 2, and I can really feel it. But, so yeah, but I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I love being here on Sunday nights. And Tanya's asking, Amber, are you making trouble? She might be. Up there she is. She says, Tanya, just a little bit. And Stellar says, Amber, I quit listening after I read the title. I don't need that kind of hogwash in my life. And Tanya says, time for popcorn with real butter. Okay. I'll have to check it out and see what that song is. Amber's laughing. Okay, before I go, I got to pull this up. We roll with Alabama. Amber, I don't know what I'm going to do with you, honey. The new Alabama anthem. Okay, that's funny. We're laughing because with being in Tennessee, we have the University of Tennessee volunteer football team. And Amber has unfortunately chosen not to see the light, and she roots for Alabama, but we love her anyway. And Tanya, I'll definitely check into that movie, The Mountain Between Us. It sounds great. Laurel, thank you for coming in. Stellar, thank you. Amber, I still love you too. So thank you all. Y'all have a good night and a great week. And hopefully my lungs will be better and I can talk to you also on Wednesday. We'll hope for that. Thank y'all for coming in. Don't forget, live bodacious, grab life, have fun, and I'll see you out and about and online. So bye, y'all.